welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy Ryan Ennis. Ryan, how you doing, man?
Chilling like a villain. What's going on with you, man?
Just taking it easy today. It was a dreary day here in the Northeast. It's still humid, but at least it's not as hot. And I got paid. I was supposed to get paid on Monday, but because it was Labor Day, they paid me this morning. So it wasn't a bad day.
This past Monday was Labor Day, or this coming Monday?
This coming Monday, I was gonna get paid.
Oh, okay. Wow, you actually got it early. Good shit.
Yeah, I actually called because I was like, well, maybe they'll give it to me early, and it was like, yeah, I got it at like 9:30 last night. So I was like, hell yeah, because there was like no remnants of food left in the house.
Oh, well, cool beans.
You know how that goes.
Yeah, I'm a fucking pig, so.
But you don't put on a pound.
No, I don't.
That's why I hate you.
Ha ha ha. So, yeah. Well, what's going on in the world of wrestling this week? A lot?
Well, I could tell you that, well, first off, before we get rolling, let me throw these quick plugs out there. Don't forget to check out our social media stuff. Facebook.com/ASCPods. Twitter's the same. Instagram's the same. ASCPods. You can both find them at there. And don't forget to visit our sponsors over at Too Sweet Magazine over on Twitter at Too Sweet Mag. They had to they switched it up on me.
A word?
Yeah, they changed the name because I had someone message me and they're like, "Bro, your link for your magazine thing, it's a dead link. Like you can't find it anywhere." So I had to go on Twitter and look around, and they had switched it on me.
Oh, goddamn.
Don't you hate when that happens?
I hate when that happens.
But I will tell you this: I had an interesting weekend last weekend down in Saturday down in Atlantic City.
Oh?
It was fun. I was there like all day. It cost me a fortune to park.
How much did it cost?
$26.
Jeez Louise.
But that's because I was literally there like all day.
That's still crazy. But
Yeah, I mean, I guess considering that it was like right under the hotel where the convention was, and I was, there for more than like 12 hours, it's really not terrible.
yeah. So.
There was a lot of people. I would probably say there was 1,000 or more people that showed up.
Oh, really? That's kind of crazy.
It wasn't like a crazy barrage of people like at once, but there was like a steady flow of people all day.
Oh, that's cool. Did you have people come by your table?
Yeah. We had a handful of people and handed out some business cards and whatnot.
Oh, good shit.
And and I the funny thing, I got a hug from Gorgeous George.
Yeah, you were telling me she was quite crazy, right?
Like batshit crazy.
Haha.
Like, I'm not even kidding you. She looked at me at my table and the people that were with me, and she goes, "Oh my God, you're so cute." It gives me like this giant like hug. And your eyes are so pretty. I'm like, all right, I'll just go with this.
There you go. So did you get to bang her?
No.
Probably could have.
Yeah, because she was acting rather crazy. Like, I don't want to like judge people, but I think she might have been under the influence of something.
Even better, bro. Then you could walk around telling people you got to bang Gorgeous George. Like, your life would be complete.
Oh man, it was just like a weird thing, but it was cool. I got to interview Decay, even though it was for a few minutes. That was kind of fun. I'll never forget the guy that brought them gave me the okay, and he's telling Abyss, and Abyss looks at me, and he goes, and he's like the nicest guy ever. Like, won't, really get mad or anything from what I've heard. And he goes, hey man, he's like, I don't have a problem doing your interview. He's like, but can we please make it quick? He's like, I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten. And I was like, well, I haven't really eaten since like 4:30 this morning, so I feel your pain. I was like, let's go get something to eat afterwards. And he started laughing. But it was cool for being like put under pressure where you're like, okay, do this right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, in the time you had, I think it went pretty well.
Yeah, I had like quite a few people message me and say they thought it was really good and the pacing that I used was good and that type of thing.
Yeah, no, I think everybody got to speak, which is good. Forgot what you called fucking what's her name?
Rosemary, that was funny.
What did you call her?
The lovely Rosemary.
The lovely, of all words, of all fucking words.
I know, I just completely had like a brain fart where my mind, where you have those moments that go completely blank and I couldn't even think of her nickname.
Oh, Jesus, man.
Especially because like when you're in that kind of moment, I'm like, okay, you're you, and then I'm like, fuck, I don't remember.
Yeah. I mean, Crazy Steve's easy to remember. Abyss has been around fucking forever. The Monster Abyss.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what Rosemary's nickname is.
The Demon Assassin.
Oh, boy. Does she assassinate demons?
Yeah, apparently.
Is that like Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I'm assuming.
No, I'm kidding. I actually really like her. In the beginning, I thought she was corny as fuck. Like, what?
No, like, I don't know if you watched the thing that her and Allie put up every week on YouTube to like tell their backstory for what's going on. It's like really well done.
No, I haven't seen it. Is it like done in like a mock shoot kind of way, or are they completely both in character? Because I know Rosemary never breaks character. But...
Yeah, no, it's like where she had the thing where Courtney Rush tells her story about how the demon took over her and that she's not the demon now, where like the demon made copies that looked just like her and shit like that.
And Courtney Rush is the person who plays.
Correct.
And she's there as Courtney Rush.
Yeah.
She's not there as Rosemary.
Like, it's on and off. It's like...
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
it's not
though.
like... All,
no, I mean...
Yeah.
I like that idea. Now, is it associated with Impact? Like, does Impact produce, or is it stuff that...
I don't know if Impact produces it, but Allie and Rosemary are always in it, and, like, Sienna's still in it.
Huh. Then I don't think it's TNA produced, because Sienna hasn't been on a contract in a long fucking time. So It may be something like what Zack Ryder was doing on his own.
It could be, and, like, because they just flipped it because Allie used to be Cherry Bomb on the Indies before she went to Impact.
Yes.
So they did that whole thing for, like, the last 2 episodes is Cherry Bomb, and then they showed, like, Courtney Rush, and then the other demon that came out. It's a long story. You have to watch it.
No, I would actually probably watch something, because I know for a while she had her own, like, vlog channel. It was, like, In the Life of Allie.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much she was in character at all.
Yeah, no, I actually like her much better as Cherry Bomb.
I don't know what the difference is.
She's just a really, like a heel, basically, like the how Angelina Love and them used to be like really snotty, blonde-haired, pretty girls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's I don't know. I just personally cared for it. But I'm trying to remember, because there was a lot of people there. I got to see Sting. He walked like right by my table.
Oh, you should have walked over and been like, "Yo, Sting, you want to come give me an interview?"
Yeah, I was already warned. Don't even try it.
Really?
hmm
Wow. Who warned you?
The people that put together the convention, he said absolutely no interviews
To you or to everybody?
to everybody.
Okay.
It was funny though because like I guess they had like a little private room where he was like signing in,
Yeah.
and you saw these like two huge security guys. I mean, like fucking huge, like 6'6", 6'7", are like walking in front of him and like kind of beside him to keep people away from him. And I guess there was people that like weren't paying attention, and you hear like them yelling, "Move! Get out of the way! Move!"
Jesus Christ.
I'm just like, it's not that serious, you know?
I don't know. You got some fucking asshole wrestling fans, bro.
That's true, but I'll say this. When the Bullet Club came with Cody and them, they had zero security with them. They just walked right in.
Yeah.
By the way, Cody dyed his hair back. The bright, like, blonde, like, Dusty
Yeah.
used to have.
Yeah, you sent me the picture of him and Tremont.
That's going to be fun when that happens.
That's gonna be interesting, yeah.
And what he said, I'm curious if he just means he's not going to, when he doesn't re-sign, if he just means he won't re-sign an exclusive deal. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not like he's not gonna wrestle. I mean,
Oh,
like,
no.
yeah, I'm sure if he signs, I mean, like, he could be working per appearance, but people forget that Dolph Ziggler is working per appearance right now, and he's a fucking champion. Like, he never signed that new contract. That was not accurate reporting.
What a shock.
So I mean, it's he's working on a per appearance deal. So theoretically, they have like a spoken agreement, like X, Y, and Z, but he's not under contract right now.
I know, that's pretty crazy to think that they would let him be Intercontinental Champion on a pay per appearance deal.
I'm sure that there is some legal caveat that he cannot walk out of the company while he is given the belt.
Yeah. That's what I would kind of think. Oh, real quick, I forgot to tell you another quick story about what happened Saturday night. I ran into Ellsworth because he was there.
Okay.
I told you that there's a video of my little guy like freaking out about James Ellsworth, right?
Okay.
I showed him the video of my little guy flipping out about because me and my other friend were messing with him when he was going to wrestle AJ for the title back when he first came in.
Yeah.
And we're like, Ellsworth is going to win the title. So I showed Ellsworth this video, and he starts laughing. He's like, man, he's really getting fired up, isn't he?
That's so funny.
But yeah, he's actually a really cool dude.
Oh, I've heard nothing but good things about him. I've heard that he's a pretty chill dude. Like, he's really down to earth and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been the general consensus.
I agree with you, Lance. Lance is saying the big WWE money is great, but making good money and being able to kind of do what you want and set your own schedule sounds better to me.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw what Kevin had. Oh no, because you're not friends with Kevin.
No.
He had put up a thing about like the people who want to call the Young Bucks overrated and stuff like that. You claim that they've never watched a match. I mean, like these guys are the epitome of do it yourself. Never signed a major contract, and they have a cult following like the NWO and DX did back in the day. Like I can't go a couple of days without seeing some variation of Young Bucks or Bullet Club shirt.
I give those dudes credit. They bet on themselves when Impact didn't want that, or when their Impact deal ran out. And, I mean, for fuck's sake, they have their own app.
No, I mean, like, they are the epitome of what happens when you do it yourself. They probably comfortably make six figures.
Right, and they basically did it like all by themselves. They didn't really have anybody, I don't want to say help them out, but you know what I mean? Like it was their grunt work that did it.
Oh, absolutely. No, I agree, and it's like them and Cole Cabana with the merchandise, because Cabana was always the one who had the fucking 1 hour tease shit when he was doing his art of wrestling like that. That was always a fucking sponsor of his.
Yeah, he was one of the first guys.
Yeah, yeah, but the Bullet Club just found a way to turn that just into pure money. They got they got the money, the working relationship now with Hot Topic. So they get money off of that. I mean, for every shirt that gets sold nationally, they get money off of.
Yeah, I mean they really were smart business people doing that.
And New Japan was really smart, and I'm pretty sure they gave them a big chunk of that because they wouldn't be making any money in these stores if it wasn't for these guys.
Oh God, yeah.
So I mean, it's these guys are doing well for themselves. That's why it's like they don't need to come to the WWE. Like it would be nice because they would end up with like residuals for the rest of their life. But other than that, there's no financial need. Like their families are probably very well secured.
Well, I don't know if you saw this last week. Cody said that whatever decision is going to be made, because it's him, the Bucks, Omega, Hangman, I think it is, and Marty, I think all their deals are coming up. But he basically said that whatever decision they make, they're going to make together as like a family, basically.
Oh, which means they're going to be staying right where they are because I don't see them all going to WWE at the same time.
There was one other thing I thought they could potentially do and honestly it depends on tomorrow night, to be honest with you, how All In is received. I wouldn't be shocked to see them try to start their own company.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. That requires so much startup money to actually make money.
Oh, I believe it.
People are flying around the world now because this is a once in a lifetime kind of thing. If it becomes like a company thing, like it's Tommy Dreamer
I understand
is
what you're
marginally successful with his, but that's to such a minor audience. The House of Hardcore is such a niche audience.
Well, and the thing is, and I like Tommy, but I'll be the first to admit this. He should never have gone to where he runs a show every month because his attendance dropped like at least 25% since he did that.
Why? What's wrong with the building?
No, it's just because he was only running every like 3-4 months in Philly. Okay. And like in the East Coast, now he's like running almost every month and their attendance isn't as good.
Well, because you begin to oversaturate things. People don't want all that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm
time.
saying. It takes away like the mystique, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, that's why I don't think having if they're able to put on a big show every couple of months, that's one thing. But to have their own company, where are they going to get the money to pay these guys?
That's true. And
so yeah,
I just said, then it takes away the specialness of everything.
Exactly. I mean, look, if they're going to have an All-In 2, All-In 3, that's fine. As long as it's not a monthly thing, so long as it feels big. I'd be okay with it every 6 months or whenever WWE has a big event. If they feel like running against WWE, like that I can kind of understand. But it would have to mean something.
No, I agree. I'm excited for the show because I think it'll be something different.
How about changing gears for a second? How about that video I sent you from TNA where the crowd was chanting Jericho
Yeah, they were
And
saying
it
like
was
we want Jericho, right?
yeah, and Impact posted it like, and Don
Well,
Callis is like, let me call him up.
yeah, yeah. Hold on, I'll call him.
So
I would think that would be really cool.
I one thing I wonder if for the purpose of that explicit video, if the crowd was asked to chant Jericho. Because
I wouldn't be shocked.
me neither. Absolutely not. You know, I mean, like you're at a taping for something, and I think it would make sense. Like if they were planning on slowly introducing it, that's the most recent taping. That may be where the rumors really started. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there. I would love to see him go in there because there's so much young talent, like really good talent there. It would be like fantastic.
I would be okay with him going there, especially with him being a part of New Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and I would really be okay with it. I and technically, they film in Canada, and they're having a show coming up in Mexico. So technically, he could work those shows and not be working in the United States, even though I think he said North America.
Yeah. Like I saw one of the matches they have announced for this week, and I'm like, "Ooh, I got to DVR that."
Who's they?
It's OVE, which is Sammy Callahan and the Chris brothers against Zachary Wentz, Ace Austin, and Trey Miguel. I was like, "Ooh, I hope they let them have a good amount of time. That would be fantastic."
I don't know who most of those people are.
I know most of those guys from the local area. They've had that match before, like at Indies, and it's been fantastic.
Oh, so hopefully it's good then.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, I hope they give them some time. Because another one of the matches I saw is supposed to be Sue Young and Tessa Blanchard.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she's their champion now, Tessa.
Yeah, she won last night, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was last night. But yeah, it just happened because I seen it on my Facebook wall.
Yeah. But no, that would be really cool. Like Lance said, he doesn't really watch Impact, but he would watch it for Jericho. And I bet you there's a lot of people that would do the exact same thing.
I absolutely agree with that. I think there's a lot of people that would watch it just for Chris Jericho.
And it would help their product probably in the long run because if you watch for Jericho, they're going to leave you hanging to watch some of the other stuff.
Well, yeah, you're going to get eyes on your product, and then from there it comes down to what the fuck are they going to do?
Are you going to deliver? I will say this though, they've really turned it around since Don Callis came there.
Yes.
Because I think he has like a lot of backstage stuff that he does.
Yeah, I don't know what his exact job is, but
yeah, I don't know, but that's what I've heard. And then your boy Kevin is in one of the funnier things with Fala. I love that shit.
Oh, so do I. I think it's great. No, I think it's great. I think it's one of the funniest things that I've seen.
And it kind of gives his character more depth.
Yeah, so he's not just,
a big, scary, mean guy.
No, I agree.
That's the easiest way I can explain it.
And it gets to show his personality.
That, too. I agree with that.
Which Kevin has a lot of.
Yeah, very much so. All right, now you actually wanted to talk about something with the title rematches.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to talk about like the state of wrestling in general, and right now, I think one of the things that is really ruining wrestling is mandatory title matches. Like mandatory title rematches for when a champion loses his title. I just don't think it's like good. I think it's too many rematches, Too many fights we've seen. Um, I heard some statistic that it's like something like even like 70 rematches this year on pay-per-view
Jesus Christ.
in some way, shape, or form.
I'll say this, and I know you're going to agree with me when I say this. Who would have ever thought that we could dislike watching Kevin Owens wrestle Sami Zayn or AJ Styles wrestle Nakamura?
No, you're completely right, and it's how many rematches, and like that's what's killing it. Like, if a champion loses the title in say like boxing or UFC, chances are it's not an automatic rematch. Like,
Unless
very
it's,
few champions get an automatic rematch.
yeah, I was going to say, unless it's, something weird happens or like it's a big money fight,
Well, I think by taking away the automatic rematch, what you would do is you would make things like winning the Royal Rumble, winning Money in the Bank, incredibly important because you would only have so many ways to get a title.
Yeah. Well,
Automatic rematches for things for any belt, I just think is ridiculous. I think it causes a lot of redundancy. And
yeah,
I think you
well,
could do more with a champion having to fight to get his title back. I mean, it's why in Japan the G1 is such a big deal.
right. Well, that's like you probably saw my post earlier this week. I mean, it's not the exact same thing, but I get annoyed with Hell in the Cell, the pay-per-view, because you built an entire pay-per-view around a match that not all are going to be in that match, but a good percentage of that card is going to be in the Hell in a Cell, which to me cheapens that match.
But the only people who think like that are people like us, and we make a small percentage of
Oh,
their
I know.
overall fan base. So it's like for a casual fan,
They don't care.
they think it's awesome as fuck, especially if it's in their hometown. They get to go see this fucking amazing Hell in a Cell. Most casual fans think it's awesome. So they outnumber us considerably. But I know what you mean. When Hell in a Cell used to be like, we're gonna settle our stuff in hell in a cell.
And you only
Like,
saw it like once every like 3 years or so. You know what I mean?
yeah. I also understand that we're in the age of marketing now.
Oh, totally.
Things are more PG, so Hell in a Cell doesn't necessarily mean what it used to. I'm okay with the idea of both men and women having them.
Oh God, yeah, that doesn't bother me.
I'm not completely like because I can't say I'm against the Hell in a Cell when I'm for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, or I'm for Elimination Chamber as right before WrestleMania to decide, either who's going in as champion or who's the number one contender for the title that's not being challenged by the Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah, I
I'm
understand.
I'm okay with that in those circumstances, just to determine who's going to WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
I'm kind of with you with Hell in a Cell overall, but we're also in the day and age that match types don't mean shit.
Right. Lance brings up another good point too. You talked about the automatic rematches. He said the other problem too is the amount of titles that WWE has now. It makes them almost not relevant.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I will say that there's too many.
But are there though? Because the 205 Live guys aren't competing for the Intercontinental for the most part. Like that's for one weight class. Nobody else is competing for that belt.
No,
So that's
yeah, I
exclusive.
get that.
Um, you have a main title. I mean, like you have the rosters to support all those titles, though.
Right, yeah, I get why they do it. I'm just not a fan of it.
What they should be doing is running them as two entire different entities.
Yes,
Raw
that's
is
I
Raw,
do agree with
SmackDown is
that.
SmackDown. If they do have crossover pay-per-views, that's fine, but it should be run. It's like you're watching. Like there's no difference between the shows.
No, that I agree with. Like I they should have did it like they did before where it's like it's almost like WCW and NWO.
I don't think each show has their own feel because if it did, I understand there being a main man's title, a mid card title, and a tag title for each show if they're being used right. And on neither show are they being used right because you have the rosters to support it. You genuinely do.
Yes.
The size of WWE's rosters, you can fully support two singles titles. And now with the women, the amount of women they have and women coming up,
Yeah, they could pull it off.
they can maybe pull off a women's tag team as well soon enough. I truly believe that because they have the talent coming up if they're willing to work with tag teams. So, I mean, I don't necessarily think that there's too many titles. I don't think they're being used in the right way.
Well, I can see that.
When you have like a 90 plus, even more than that, because today they released part of the roster for 2K19. They didn't release, I don't think, a lot of the SmackDown roster, and you're still at 86 fucking guys with only like 5 or 6 legends named.
Okay, because I saw a couple, I guess what they call it, like on the DLC release.
I haven't seen that yet.
Because I saw, Oni Lorcan was like one of the people I saw when I was scrolling through social media as being on the game.
Yeah, I don't think he's DLC. I think that there's a huge percentage of the NXT roster is on next.
Oh, okay.
Because Montez Ford is in there, like and his tag team partner, Authors of Pain they showed. So I don't know if they were still with NXT at the time. But Oni Lorcan, all of Undisputed Era, Cassius Ohno. No Way Jose, but he's up on the main roster.
Okay.
TM61,
who I really like.
There were a couple. Velveteen Dream is in there. Gargano is in it. I'm pretty sure.
You just, not to cut you off, you just reminded me of something.
Go ahead.
Velveteen Dream is going to be working Evolve coming up.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it's in it's either in DC or Massachusetts. I can't remember.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's working Darby Allin, so that should be very interesting.
No fucking clue who that is.
I was waiting for that.
But no, I mean, if they're gonna go put on a good match, then good shit, man.
Yeah. Lance is saying he wishes that they would just have it how they used to have it with the original brand split, where it was like the world champion went and flip-flop on both shows.
I don't know. I think that takes away development. I don't know if we would have had a Kevin Owens world title or Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose world title if there was one title. Like, if you think about people, like, I don't know if AJ would have almost a year reign as champion.
Yeah, and I'll say this. I know there's a lot of people that won't say it, but his title reign has been kind of just like,
Yeah, but yes, from a story perspective, yes, but the thing is, he makes so much money in merchandise.
Oh no, I understand that, but I don't know, it's just like his matches are great, but it's just everything's felt like flat, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I'm not nuts with this current storyline with Samoa Joe and his wife,
I mean, I like Joe as the mean, like, heel and stuff, but it's just like, okay, whatever. Which reminds me, did you see they announced Miz against Daniel Bryan again at the show in Australia?
Interesting.
And whoever wins is the number one contender to AJ's belt. I'm fairly certain that The Miz is going to take the title off of Styles.
You know my answer to that.
I know you and Mark would like die a happy death if that happened.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna have like. I think the only thing that would supersede that right now is if they surprised the world and gave Pete Dunne the world title.
Oh, that dude, he's a super nice guy too.
Bro, that's a fucking superstar in the making.
Yep. Love that dude.
Yeah, but he's like, I told you many a times, like, that's my man crush. I think he's so good in the ring. Like, I enjoy watching him. He reminds me of William Regal, and I love William Regal. He's just a villain.
Yeah, well, you would have loved it when I saw him at... I always don't know how to say it. It's either Progress or Progress. When he came out, that crowd went nuts, and, like... It was at the old ECW arena, so it's a small venue, but you have all these people chanting Bruiserweight, and it was just like a really cool place to be.
He's fucking great. I love him. I think he's so good at what he does. I first saw him in WCPW. Actually, it was his entrance theme that they had on.
Yeah.
On the advertisement, his old entrance theme, his WCPW entrance theme, when he was in the What Culture Wrestling.
Yeah, before they turned into Defiant.
Yeah, it was similar to the one that he's using now, but no, just really on point. And that got me watching it. I was like, yo, who the fuck is this guy?
And Lance, I think you're 100% right. That's what's going to happen. He said Miz is going to win the belt, and then he's going to drop it to Daniel Bryan at Mania.
I think that is the absolute best thing that they could possibly do.
I think that's perfect booking. I was like, they should find a way to keep this feud going, and then kind of have the struggle of Daniel Bryan, like maybe winning the Rumble, or however getting like a chance if Miz wins the title. You know what I mean? I think it would be fantastic storytelling.
Yeah, I think it's one of those opportunities that really only happens by happenstance. That they can really capitalize on it. You have a story that's really taken place over the last 7-8 years,
which is very rare.
Yeah, with some real intense, true moments like that Talking Smack,
which was where Miz kind of started winning me over.
Yeah, and he had basically said that, like, you know, he really had gotten offended, and he was at a point where he felt like he couldn't do anything right in the company.
Interesting.
And, like, that was just like he had an opportunity, he had a live mic, and he just took it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like, it ended up working out because things went uphill from him from that point. I mean, for him from that point on, according to him.
Yeah, well, that was amazing because you could. That's what really won me over with him, because you could just feel the, I guess you would say, like, the genuineness in what he was saying.
Yeah, no, that looked like, I mean, like, people can, like, make themselves cry. Like, that looked like those were legitimate, like, anger,
yeah,
tears.
Frustration, everything, yeah.
I mean, like, that was a face I've seen before. That was a face I made before. Like, as a human, I can look at that and be like, yo, that's fucking real.
Yes, I completely agree.
Now, either that or he's the greatest actor on the planet. And this was one live take.
Yeah, you didn't get 20 chances to do that.
Yeah, and it seemed too real to have been written.
No, I agree. I 1,000% agree with you.
And I think there's always been a genuine dislike between the two.
Yes. Now, we talked about this a little bit off air. I wanted your thoughts on the stuff with Strowman at the end of Raw this week.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people questioning whether or not he turned heel, and I genuinely don't. I mean, he is a monster, and last week Roman Reigns and his boys attacked him when he was doing what he's allowed to do by cashing in the Money in the Bank contract. Like, he has a contract, he's allowed to cash in that contract, and you responded by putting him to a table. Like, I would be mad too. It's like, why, and now he's going to be fighting Roman Reigns at the next pay-per-view. So, like, why would he want to help Roman in any way, shape? He didn't ask to be his partner. So,
Yeah, they made him his partner.
I don't necessarily think he turned heel. I don't think the fact that he was in the ring with heels means that he turned heel. I just think he's one of these guys, he's a fucking monster, and you attacked me last week.
And this is the funny thing. Right after, maybe not even 15 minutes after Raw went off the air, they made a match for the... what the hell is it called, the show in Australia?
Super Show?
Is that what it's called? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just called the Super Show. I don't think it has any fancy name.
Okay, well, anyway, about 15 minutes after Raw went off the air, they made The Shield versus Strowman, Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre.
See, that's interesting. Like, I definitely didn't take it as a heel turn. Like, I definitely, like...
Yeah, well, Lance just makes a good point. He said, well, if he turned heel, why wouldn't he just cash in after he beat the shit out of Roman?
Because he didn't have the... Oh, this is what I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you saw the segment where he handed the briefcase over to Corbin.
Yeah.
Corbin is technically in possession of that briefcase now. Who's to say Corbin doesn't try to cash it in? Because he's technically in possession of it now and the person in charge.
Yeah, well, that'd be a hell of a swerve, wouldn't it?
I'm truly thinking that that's where this is going. That Braun's gonna... I mean, like, Braun's already getting a match. He didn't need to cash in for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, because he gave it to Corbin, and it was just sitting on the desk, and Corbin's just kind of looking at it and smiling and, like, rubbing the case or, like, touching the case.
Yeah, so it's like I have you back now.
kind of like, if they're smart, like, that's kind of what I would do with it. Like, especially with him being the GM, to be the world champion and GM. Like, first of all, I think they've hit a home run with this, with Baron Corbin.
Oh, being the, like, GM and, like, not likable guy.
Well, the constable and the GM, I think this is him personified. I think this is the perfect role for him.
Yeah.
Because, like it or not, he has kind of charisma. Like, he's charismatic. You fucking hate him.
I was going to say he evokes emotion out of you.
He's getting better. I mean, it's... and he's getting better in the ring, too. Like, I mean, he was never awful. He was never good. He was very, like, bland, but he's getting better in the ring.
I was going to say he's serviceable.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's definitely growing, and he's been growing on me for a while, but there's a new gimmick I think is perfect for him. I think the look is perfect for him. Usually, like, I'm not a fan of guys wrestling in suits. Like, I hated when Kane did it.
Yeah.
But I think it works for Corbin.
Yeah,
like,
it just kind of suits him.
You know, I mean, like, a year and a half ago, like, I would never have admitted this. You know, the fact that I like what he's doing now.
Lance just said the same thing. Yeah, I admit it.
No, I mean, like, he's come a long way from when he got called up. I mean,
I can agree with that.
So, I mean, like, I'll give him credit for that. I mean, but I like the role. I could see him cashing it in and, like, seeing that he's in charge. Who's there to stop him?
That's true. I wanted your thoughts on the thing they're doing with Owens where he quit.
I've heard some people say that he's going to come back with Heyman as the manager. I've heard some people say that this is just giving him time off to heal his body after those big bumps he's been taking.
That's what I figured, that they're giving him some time off to heal up, and I wouldn't be shocked if they told him to lose a little bit of weight.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at fucking Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose came back looking like, either Triple H or a white Rusev.
Hell yeah, dude.
A ginger Rusev.
And the way he wrestles is like completely different now.
Yeah, he wrestles more strong.
I like it.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I really like, you remember when before he got injured, he would do like goofy things or like make silly like facial expressions or like after he won and stuff. He doesn't do that anymore.
No.
Which I really like. He's just all business. That's true. Lance just said, "Oh my God, have you seen Cena's new look?"
What's Cena's new look? What did I miss?
Where he like drops some weight and he looks like all veiny and shit.
Was he on TV?
No, he put like a picture up on his social media. He looks like ridiculous.
In a good way or a bad way?
Like jacked up, like,
Yeah,
like,
I don't really use social media like that, so I
yeah,
haven't
no,
seen anything.
I had just seen it in passing. Like he dropped, I would say probably 15 or 20 pounds. He looks really good.
Oh, that's good then. I know they're having some fucking show in China.
Yeah, he's going to be on it.
And he's going to debut a sixth move of Doom.
What's that?
Fucking, I don't know what the move is, but you know how everybody clowns that he has the 5 moves of Doom?
Yeah.
Well, he jokingly said he's going to unveil a
Oh,
sixth
okay. I was
move.
like, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, everybody says he has the 5 moves of Doom, which is like the shoulder block, the 2 shoulder blocks, the 5 knuckle shuffle, the backdrop slam, the FU, and the whatchamacallit?
STFU.
Yeah. Which what the fuck do they call it now? Because they don't call it that.
They call obviously the STF, and then they call the other one the attitude adjustment.
Yeah, because it can't be FU anymore. That all started with with Brock Lesnar. Matter of fact, that was the Brock Lesnar feud.
I remember that.
Oh, but back to that topic of the rematches. I think that's just one of the things that's absolutely killing wrestling right now, which is because you got the same people in the picture, and you don't get influx of new talent, and there's a lot of redundancy, and the title begins to mean less if people just are constantly getting rematches.
I agree with you, and then I agree with what Lance is saying. So many false finishes where they have like the kick out at 2 like 10 million times in a match.
I'm a huge proponent and fan of that.
I'm okay with that, but I think they use it too much at times.
Like, that happens all the time in NXT, and nobody complains. Like, that's what makes NXT so amazing. It's all of those matches that are 2 3/4. You know what I mean? Like, think about all the match of the year shows. Or, like, the 5-star, 6-star matches. The matches me and you talk about. They're filled of those. Omega Okada.
Well, yeah, you got a point.
I mean, think about every great wrestling match you've ever seen. It's had a million false finishes until it finally happens. One guy hits his finisher, another guy hits his finisher. Think about the Shawn and Undertaker.
Yeah.
The false finishes are what made that match amazing. You were waited with bated breath for that hand to hit 3. Was it going to be Shawn's career, or was it going to be the streak? And every time the hand almost came down, they kicked out. It was another surge of adrenaline through your body. So if the story is told right, those false finishes are absolutely amazing.
Yo, no, that I agree with. If it's done right, yes.
So I mean, like, I don't care if every match has a million false finishes, so long as the story told within the ring is believable.
That's fair. I wanted
Because
to.
I'd much rather that than fucking two lumbering 300-pound guys in the ring for 10 minutes.
Yeah, like I watched a match earlier. You ready to cringe?
Yeah, go ahead.
Giant Gonzalez versus Nails.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, absolutely horrible. I mean, but like, would you want to see like a No Way Jose No Way Jose match the way he's being booked now, or would you like to see him, a match with a couple more false finishes?
That's true. I'll give you that. I wanted to quickly touch on the stuff with Becky Lynch.
I honestly have to go back and watch this Tuesday, but am I to believe that it's like a full heel turn now?
Well, she beat the crap out of Charlotte, and she's like, I'm gonna take back my title, something something, and said like bitch at the end of it.
Was she still going at the fans?
No, she just beat up Charlotte and was like, I'm gonna get my title back, and like cussed at her and like held the title up and walked away.
Because there was a poll on WWE's Facebook asking about, have you always been on Becky Lynch's side, which has made me really think like, maybe they're really wondering what the crowd is thinking. Because a lot of people on social media were saying like, I don't know if that was here, like, of course you're going to beat the shit out of her, like, she deserved it. So WWE may be reevaluating her attacks on the fucking crowd.
Well, I just think the angle they're trying to do, people like sympathize with her.
Exactly. It's a completely sympathetic story.
I was gonna say, and part of it is a good portion. I don't want to say a good portion, but a portion of the audience really doesn't like Charlotte.
This is very true, and it's like, I don't think it's something WWE really realizes, is that such a large percentage of people just are not a fan of Charlotte Flair for one reason or another.
I mean, I respect her talent. It's just like I guess I would say I'm tired of seeing her.
Yeah, like, a lot of people also just feel like she's nothing special and she's just Ric Flair's daughter, which I can completely agree with. Like, I don't think that if she was anybody else's daughter, she would be anywhere near the position.
Well, I watched the replay because my little guy wasn't here Tuesday, so I rewatched it with him, and it's funny because they edited out live what Becky said, but when you watch the replay, it's not edited.
What do you mean they edited it out live?
They bleeped out what she said.
Bitch?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, I just thought it was funny because we watched like the video on demand, and it's not censored out.
That is interesting.
I just thought it was funny. But no, when she beats the crap out of her and says that and puts the title like up in the air, the crowd's going crazy. Like they're cheering for her and like chanting for Becky.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh man, I bet they weren't expecting this.
But that just goes back to WWE not really fucking paying attention to their fans.
Yeah, they don't listen to their audience.
I mean, people have been booing Charlotte for a minute. Like,
yeah,
people just aren't sold on her.
I can agree with that.
There's by no means I don't think she's bad. No. I don't think she's bad. Like, let me throw that out there right now. I don't think she's bad. I just don't think anybody really wants to see her is like the face of everything. I think people are tired of her.
I agree with that. I wanted your opinion on something before we talk about the All-In card. Have you seen the shit online with Bailey's like #1 fan, Izzy?
Not at all. I know who she is, but
you're gonna love this then. Apparently, because I've seen the video, she wrestled a match with a man, like a tag match. I'm assuming it was because I saw somebody on the apron. in Florida, and apparently she won the match and is like a tag champion now.
Oh Jesus! But I guess locally the girl is well known,
Yeah, I believe so.
so I can understand the novelty of that.
My whole thing is, I'll try and send you the thing. She took a choke slam, so I'm like, I'm not really a big fan of having a fucking 12-year-old kid take that kind of bump.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree.
I mean, I understand the novelty of having a kid. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because if you do it right, it could be fun and interesting. But I don't like seeing, like, someone that's not even fully developed taking those kind of crazy bumps.
No, yeah, I agree. You're not gonna have to sell me on shit, bro. I agree fully.
And it's just, I'm just like,
I would have to see, like, did it look like it was a rough bump though? Or did it look like the guy knew what he was doing?
The guy looked like he knew what he was doing. It looked fine, but it's just, those bumps are rough.
I would have to see how high she fell from and stuff like that.
I'll find it and send it to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm just thinking about, like, falling on mats and stuff as a kid in school, and it's like, I don't know. I would definitely want to see it before I judged it.
No, that's fine. I understand.
Because if she was able to get up after one, then it wasn't that hard.
Yeah, no, she got up and, like, continued the match.
I'm like, if she wasn't, like, injured, like, because she's 12 years old, if she got dropped and took a real bump, she wouldn't have just gotten up and continued the match. She would have laid there and cried. Taking a bump, fucking, like, no 12-year-old's gonna.
Yeah, I'll send it to
easy.
you, and then we'll discuss it at a later date.
Yeah, because I find it very hard to believe that Izzy, the Bailey girl, is taking, like, legitimate choke slams, like, on a flat back bump.
I do know this. She was being a heel manager or valet down in Florida, because I've seen videos of that.
At 12 years old, she was being a heel manager.
I'm not even kidding you.
Well, I'm pretty certain then they have her in the ring with somebody who completely knows what he's doing if they're willing to risk a 12-year-old. I mean, granted, I'm with you. I'm completely with you.
Yeah. I don't want to sound like a prude or anything, but I don't know. I'm not really a fan of that.
Like, I didn't mind when Kenny Omega was doing all that shit to the girl, because Kenny, like, it's
because he's number one on the PWI 500.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. Fucking marks for themselves.
Did you see?
PWI hasn't been relevant in over a decade. If you mark out over the fact that you're in the PWI, there's something wrong with you, and everybody laughs at you. Oh, go ahead. And then
I was gonna say, did you see KM put a picture up with him and Kenny, and he's like, one guy's number 1 and one guy's number 445.
There's a Comic-Con that's lady is doing over here, and are you familiar with the infamous Brimstone?
Yes.
Now, do you know all the story about him, that he's fucking delusional and he's a legend in his own mind, and, like, he's the live? Okay. Somehow, I don't know how, but the lady in my building who works at the library, who, like, we've spoken about this, so she knows I'm a big wrestling fan. She goes, well, we got a price quote from Brimstone for $800 to come do an autograph signing. I was like, save your money. And I told her, like, he's the laughing stock of the internet. Like, he's genuinely the laughing stock of the internet wrestling community. Like, he's awful. People write, like, there's whole Reddit pages about him.
Wow.
So, without naming names, I'm trying to get 2 friends of mine, both of which you are aware of, booked for this. And if I get confirmation, I will gladly start promoting it here. But
okay.
Yeah, it's in Mount Vernon. I mean, by the way, I could promote anyway. It's September 22nd in Mount Vernon. There's going to be a Comic-Con. So if there's anybody around here, I know they were trying to get the Blue Ranger to come, but apparently he wants $5,000 just for the appearance.
The original one?
Yeah, Billy Yost.
Okay, god damn, $5,000.
5 grand just to the appearance, plus flight, plus accommodations, plus $50 a day for food, and then like a supposedly ridiculous rider attached to it, like things that he wants when he gets there.
You should. Did I tell you how much Goldberg charged to show up?
No,
Oh god,
was it like 20 grand?
I wish.
It was more than $20,000.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ! How much was it?
50
What?
just to show up.
That's fucking ridiculous. Sorry, Bill Goldberg, but you're not worth that much.
No, yeah, I was gonna say I'm not knocking the dude for making a living, but I wouldn't pay that kind of money.
I mean, like, how much? Wow, how do you even expect to recoup that much money?
Yeah,
I mean, like, how many people do you think? I mean, it was a 1 day convention?
yeah.
I mean, I didn't think the whole fucking place would make $50,000 in the whole day, and you're telling me
And he was only there for like 3 hours, 4 hours.
that's ridiculous. Like, I get. How many people do you think showed up over the course of the day? Like, fans?
I'd probably say 1,000, 1,200, somewhere in there.
And did he have long lines that you saw, or did you not see?
Yeah, he had a long line.
I don't know if they would keep all the, like, how that would work to recoup some of that money. Like, you can't bring somebody in and spend that much money and not expect to get it back. That's fucking craziness.
Oh, not to cut you off, Lance said he sent you the Izzy Chokeslam thing.
Oh, okay. Give me a second. I'm being chased down on World of Warcraft, so.
While you do that, I wanted to go over the card for All In tomorrow night and get your thoughts on every match.
Absolutely. We could do this.
All right, there's 10 matches, 2 pre-shows. Don't know if you knew that.
No, but I know the pre-show starts, I believe, at 7. I mean, at 6.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to start with the pre-show and go from there.
All right.
We have the Briscoe brothers going up against SoCal Uncensored.
All right, that's gonna. I love the Briscoes, so I mean, I'm gonna go with the Briscoes because they're one of my favorite tag teams.
For those that don't know, SoCal Uncensored is Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky.
It's not gonna be what's his name?
No.
Fallen Angel. Okay.
But yeah, I agree. I'll go with the Briscoes. The other one, it doesn't actually have who's in it, but the other pre-show is the over-budget Battle Royal.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain they haven't released anywhere near a full list.
No,
of
I've
names.
only seen like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, so
And basically, whoever wins gets to wrestle for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship later in the night.
what if it's Neville?
That would be pretty cool, a.k.a. Pac.
I saw a picture on some site. They were in a toy store. Did you see this?
Yeah, and he's in the area.
How do you know?
That I had read, didn't the Bucks and like Cody hint at that?
No, I mean he's been back home. They haven't said anything about. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, I'm
heard
sorry.
anything.
Go ahead.
I had heard that Cody had said, tweeted something about missing Neville, and one of the Young Bucks tweeted, "Oh, I spoke to him the other day. He's fine."
Yeah.
But as far as that, like I haven't heard anything else, but I saw a picture of it may have been both Bucks and Marty Skrull, or one of the Bucks and Marty, and they were in front of like a WWE toy section, and they were holding up a Neville action figure.
Now I know what you're talking about.
But other than that, I haven't heard anything whatsoever about if he's in the area or not. Like there could be an update today where somebody said that they saw him. I'm not by no means denying that. I just haven't come across anything
Yeah,
like
that
that.
would be
So
fun.
I think it would. I can almost definitely rule out there being a CM Punk like show up. I don't think he.
Dude, speaking of that, did you see the fucking line he had today?
I did not.
It was like 2 miles long.
What?
Like it was, I saw it had to have been like close to 2 miles long. His line to sign
Two
for people.
miles?
It was like
For
it was
40?
insane. Unless somebody was running this video on a loop.
Because 2 miles is 40 city blocks.
Yeah, they must have had it on a loop. But either way, it was a ridiculously long line.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people showed up, but
Yeah, maybe I'm just being dramatic.
2 miles is.
I'll have to double check. They might have just had the goddamn thing running on a loop.
That's possible.
All right, let's see here. Next, we have Madison Rayne versus Britt Baker versus Chelsea Green versus Tessa Blanchard.
Well, Chelsea Green is Laurel Van Ness, for those who don't know.
Yes.
And she's also Zack Ryder's significant other.
Yes.
I have no idea. Maybe Tessa. I mean, I don't know. Chelsea Green as Chelsea Green. Oh, and a lot of people don't realize this. Chelsea Green actually was on Tough Enough.
Yes, that's true.
People can go back and you can actually go Google or YouTube it, and you could be shocked like I was when I made the connection. Like, oh my god, because I read something. It said former Tough Enough contestant. I was like, what?
Yeah.
All right, so, but I don't know. The one name I know like is been dominant is Tessa. So I'm gonna go with Tessa on this one.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way.
I don't know what to expect from the other ones. If she's gonna come out as Laurel or like Laurel,
Or just herself.
I think more people know her as Laurel though than Chelsea Green. You know what I mean? Though. But indie fans are weird, so they may actually know her.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Next, we have Christopher Daniels going one-on-one with Stephen Amell.
Oh, I don't see anybody but the celebrity winning.
Yeah, I agree. All right. We have.
But I think it could be fun if you're gonna be in there with anybody. I mean, I don't love Christopher Daniels, and a lot I just don't get it with him. But I know he's very good in the ring. So if you want him with anybody, it's
I agree. All right. Next, we have Okada going one-on-one with Marty Scurll.
I think that's gonna be very good. But I think Okada's gonna go over. Although it wouldn't surprise me because they had fucking Kenny Omega lose to Yano at the G1.
Yeah.
You know who Yano is, right? Like the comedian guy, the
Yep.
fat comedian guy. Yeah, beat Kenny Omega in G1.
I remember. Yeah, that was shocking.
Yeah, they said that's the biggest surprise in G1 history. But it just shows that Kenny's willing to lay down for people, and he doesn't do anything to the title.
Yeah. All right.
We need a fucking G1.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It would just take forever. I don't think WWE could be committed to it for that long.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I think it would be perfect. A company-wide King of the Ring kind of thing.
Okay, next we have Nick Aldis defending the NWA World Title against Cody Rhodes.
I think Cody would take too much flack for winning a title on a show that he booked.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't know what business the NWA World Champion actually has. I don't know what the fuck he does. I don't know where that belt gets defended.
Everywhere, basically.
I mean, but like,
I know what you're saying, though.
it's like it doesn't seem to belong anywhere. It's like, did it just take Zack Ryder's Internet Championship and like just all of a sudden like defend that in different places?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like I know what the history of it is, but it's just like I don't know. But okay, I don't think Cody's gonna book himself to win a title on his own show.
Yeah, I'll go with that too. I'll say Nick Aldis will win, otherwise known as Magnus from
Or
Impact.
or Cody will win through some kind of
Shenanigans.
yeah, DQ or there be no finish or something like that. I don't think Cody walks out with the belt. Let's just leave it at that. So I
Okay.
don't know who wins, but I don't think Cody walks out with the belt.
All right. Jay Lethal will be defending his Ring of Honor title against whoever wins the Battle Royal.
Genuinely have no idea.
Yeah, I'll just say Jay Lethal will hang on.
Um, my one caveat to that would be if there's somebody who has signed the contract with Ring of Honor who shows up that we're not talking about, whether it be Neville, whether it be somebody else we're not talking about, and somebody who has privately signed a contract with either New Japan or Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
You know,
All right.
I don't think it's going to be somebody like big that we already know. Like it's either going to be I think it's going to be some kind of surprise.
Yeah. I'll go with that.
So,
All right. Next we have Kenny Omega going one-on-one with Pentagon Jr.
um I don't know. I think Kenny Omega. I think Kenny Omega's going to go over in a fantastic match. Hi,
Yeah.
Shan, I can hear you.
Yeah, he decides to be so loud that everybody can hear him.
5,000 people are listening right now, Shane.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing with him. But no, I agree with you. Kenny's going to win. Let's see what else is on here. Next, we have Joey Janela going one-on-one with Hangman Page in a Chicago street fight.
They're probably going to give it to Joey Janela to help get him over. I can't believe I'm saying that, but
Yeah, because he's been on the Buck show recently, so I guess they're trying to equate him to their audience and stuff.
yeah, I mean, either way, I think it's going to be something crazy. So, I'm going to reluctantly enjoy that match.
Yeah, I understand. And I think this is the last one. It's Rey Mysterio, Phoenix, and Bandito against the Golden Elite. Oh, for those that don't know, which is the Young Bucks and Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I don't know. Maybe the Bucks. Like, I think. Or maybe Mysterio. I don't know because they're both kind of like babyface teams.
Yeah,
Because any team with Kota Ibushi is babyface as fuck.
yeah. I'll go with Mysterio and them.
Mysterio and them. Yeah, maybe Mysterio and them. Lucha House Party 2.0.
Yeah, I think that could be where they go. Because a lot of those guys, they won't want to be booked. You won because you booked your own show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean it. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm like that with Cody as well. I don't see them doing that. But I mean, like eventually you have to book yourself. You know, I mean, like I don't know how to put it.
No,
But
I get
yes,
what you're saying.
I don't think it should be something you're doing on your first fucking show.
Yeah. All right. Real quick before we get out of here, do you have any plans for the weekend? Anything exciting?
No, just try to make up for the fucking huge mistake I made in World of Warcraft this afternoon. It cost myself 60,000 gold. So
Ooh.
yeah, I sold things. Like I went to put things up at a certain price per unit, and the stacks were of 20, and I put up the entire stack for the price of a single unit.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, because when I posted, I didn't put post per unit. I posted post per stack. So my stacks of 20 went up for the price of one, and I had 10 stacks of 20 that went up.
That's right.
No, I'm sorry, 20 stacks of 20 that went up.
Okay. This weekend's fantasy drafts for me. Ours is the two leagues we're in draft tomorrow. One's at 5:30 and one's at 8, I believe.
Yeah, the 8's right in the middle of the fucking
All in.
all in pay-per-view. That's gonna be rough, man.
Well, I don't think it'll take that long.
I know, but if that site doesn't work, I'm paying $40 for it. I really don't want to miss something I'm paying $40 for.
That's fair. All right, on that note, we're going to get out of here for tonight. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. And we'll see you back next week. Have a good night, everybody.